Transmissions, FCC Part 97.113. A lot of people say, you can't talk politics and religion on the internet, on the ham radio. Can you rebroadcast something like Amateur Radio Newline? Well, Part 97 tells us what we can and can't do. And we're going to look at 97.113, Prohibited Transmissions. We recently did a video on third-party communications, so we're going to do one on prohibited transmissions. This is where you look at it in Part 97. This is things you cannot talk about. You cannot talk about communications for hire or for material compensation. You can't advertise that. You can't talk, communicate in which the station licensee or the control operator has pecuniary interest, including communications on behalf of an employer. There are 4 exceptions which we will talk about. You can't play music. You can't do comms intended to facilitate a criminal act. Message encoded for the purpose of obscuring their meaning. You cannot encode messages. And then obscene or indecent words or language, which is in Part 97.113. It doesn't say what's indecent. It doesn't say what's obscene. So it just says you can't use it. You cannot give false or deceptive messages, signals, or identification. Communications on a regular basis which can be furnished through other services you can't do. And you can't engage in any form of broadcasting nor transmit one-way communications except as provided in the rules. You cannot engage in any activity related to the program, production, or news gathering for broadcasting purposes. 97.113, subparagraph B. These are the 4 exceptions. A station license or station control operator may participate on behalf of an employer in an emergency preparedness or disaster readiness test or drill. Limited to duration and scope of such a test or drill, and operational testing immediately prior to such test or drill. And test or drills are not government sponsored or limited to a total time of 1 hour per week. And so it's a lot of rules there, and for a period not to exceed 72 hours. Second exception is an amateur operator may notify other amateur operators of the availability for sale or trade of apparatus is normally used in amateur stations, provided that it's not conducted on a regular basis. So, can you do a swap and shop? Well, it's a good question. According to this, you can't, but because we do it on a regular basis here. Control operator may accept compensation in the incident of a teaching position during periods of time when an amateur station is used by that teacher as part of a classroom instruction at an educational institution. So teaching a VE class you can't accept compensation for. And here's the other one. This is a lot of rules too, so basically you're not going to do it. You can accept compensation for periods of time when you're transmitting CW practice or information bulletins, provided that the station transmits the practice and bulletins for at least 40 hours a week, and schedules got to be published 30 days out, yada, yada, yada. And then no stations can retransmit programs or signal emanating from any type of radio station other than the amateur station, except propagation and weather forecasting intended for use by the general public. And it has to be originated from a U.S. government station. You cannot automatically retransmit radio signals except auxiliary, repeater, or space stations. So, can you talk politics and religion? Yes, you can. Doesn't say you can't in the rules. Generally, the rule is you don't do it, but there's nothing saying you can't. And can you rebroadcast Amateur Radio Newline? Well, no, maybe. 97.113 says no, but in 97.111 under authorized transmission, under 6B, you may make transmissions necessary to disseminate information bulletins. So I guess it depends on what you call that. So I hope this helps clear up a little bit of prohibited communications, getting into the politics year of 2020. You can talk politics. You shouldn't. That's the normal rule of thumb. It's not discussed on the air. That and religion, but FCC says you can.